Hello, welcome to a little addendum to the Deepmind 12. Posted it yesterday. Thank you very much for all your comments, lots and lots of them actually. And I think what I wanted to do is try and address a couple of the things, because there seems to be a lot of concern about the menu diving, and there were a couple of questions about the filter as well. So I thought, well, why don't I just kind of do a little patch demonstration from a default patch and see where it takes me. And you can kind of see how difficult or easy it is. I mean, my personal feeling is that the menu system is actually very easy to navigate. Yes, I mean, it's there because I guess there's a lot of deep parameters, hence the name, I suppose. So let's start off. We'll start off with creating a default patch, and you do that, pressing program and then compare, and then you end up with just a straight couple of waves on DCO1. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to switch those off, so I'm not making any sound here. Then I'm going to dial in some resonance and try and get the, let's get the keyboard track. Take down the, there is a little bit of variation in the VCF. So I want to tune that to the same as the oscillator. So I'm just going to press. It sounds like we're a bit off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust the filter slightly. I'm going to use the data wheel to tune them up. That sounds pretty good. So now, let's see how that sounds. This is just the filter we're hearing. Sounds like it needs to come down a little bit more. I'll just that's better. Right, so now got the filter. Now what I want to do is I'm going to route the filter to LFO1, which I'm doing here. So just very simple. Come back out and let's turn the rate all the way up. Add a bit of mod. Quite like that, but what I'd actually like to do is now press the mod button, and I'm going to do that little trick where I'm going to route the note number. Now this is actually quite cool because there's a shortcut. So what I could do is press and hold, and then if I press the keyboard a couple of times, I've got note number there, which you can see, note numbers come up, and then turn it all the way up and keep my finger on the mod button, and I'm going to adjust the speed of LFO1, and it's there. So now, come back out. Add a bit of release. So now, take that back a bit. We'll add the other VCOs in. Add a bit of noise. So what I also want to do is I'm just going to press the VCA button. I'm just going to dial in a bit of pan spread. Now that's starting to sound a bit wider, maybe a bit more of that. Like that. Take the level of DCO2 up. Add a bit of pitch mod into that as well. I like that. I'm going to go into the mod bus again, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically use LFO2 to mod the speed of LFO1. Just take that up a little bit. I don't need too much. Maybe this much. Now I'm getting this kind of real clangorous sound. I'm going to take that back a bit. But while I'm at it, I'm going to change this to sample and hold. Speed it up a bit. So it's adding a little bit of sort of subtle, maybe add a tiny bit more. If I turn it right up. It's kind of almost like this kind of weird talking chorus. Take it back a bit. So now I'm going to add some effects. Let's just throw a chorus in here. This is just going to be the straight. I might take the mix down a little bit to somewhere around here. Let's take the LFO depth down a bit. Let's try a bit of reverb on there as well. Let's just go rich plate. These are again just sort of, you know, out of the box, not editing them at all. Let's try a bit of boost on the filter. I like that. Mess around with the pitch mod a little bit. Now that sounds like a pretty interesting and unusual patch. I don't know what that took me. I haven't seen how long that recorded. But bearing in mind, I haven't got a manual for this, and that's already, you know, using quite a lot of interesting mod slots. It's playing just the filter, but adding, like I say, a bit of noise and the DCOs. If I take the DCOs and if I just take the DCOs out, leave the noise. That's quite nice as well. Sort of goes subtle. Mess with the tone pod a bit. Anyway, there you go. Hope that was in some way helpful. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.